Yeah.
All right, everybody. Sorry to interrupt you, Mark. We'll get back to it. We were talking about Beth, but that's a whole show to talk about if we're talking about Beth. Like we can't we can't encapsulate that in one 5-minute segment of our show or whatever. This is the great Mark Puttenvig from Salt Lake. Well, not what town again? Sorry,
Sandy, Utah, which is 20 minutes from Salt Lake.
Sandy, Utah.
Yeah.
He's up there tutoring young boys and girls in their hockey program of the changing lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. For the better.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? The kids out here, maybe everywhere. I just haven't been around the kids that much lately. There's no Bob or Tom or Mark. It's all like names like Colt and what else? Okay. Boston. And then I said to one of the, what's your name? He says Bear. I go like that. He goes, yeah.
That's true, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. My oldest son Shane and his beautiful wife Lee are having a child, so I don't know if I should. They finally told me what the name is. I actually should ask first if I can go public with that.
Boy or girl?
Girl.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they actually sent me the pictures of the ultrasound.
Yeah.
I guess it's a 3D ultrasound now too. I guess right.
Really?
So, yeah. But so I know it sounds kind of strange because we've had kids on our own, but now when you're the grandfather and your son and his wife are now created a child and they got pictures of it inside your daughter-in-law, it's like it was great, but it was like, holy, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, I definitely, Sean just got married last month.
Right.
And it's a different vibe now that he's got a wife. It's not just Sean and his girlfriend, it's Sean and his wife. And,
the fact that your kids have gotten to the point that
and could have been a while back, but it's a different feeling. But that's going to be your little princess. I hope you realize that. Yeah, that you're going to just spoil her to death.
Yeah, I know. Same as you. I love my son's death, but you know how it is. If you've not had a child yet, you really don't know what it is. People can tell you stuff and everything, but until you've had a child. Until you change diapers.
I do remember this. So when my ex-wife was pregnant with Sean, my first son, who was born in September, but we were at some Easter dinner or something, and my cousin said, "Your life changes immediately."
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
It does. It really
That's exactly the conversation I had with Shane and Leah the other day. It was, and Shane's like, I said, so you think you're still going to be going golfing all the time and all that kind of stuff? I said,
but I mean, even just your perspective changes.
Yeah.
Like it's not about you anymore. It's about the child.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I said, it's not a matter of whether you have time or not, which you'll have less time, but it's whether you want to or not. It's like,
Yeah. And it's funny because at that point, I took up golf when I was like 31, which is late,
Yeah.
And really fell in love with it and was playing a lot of golf, not good golf, but playing a lot of golf. And then when Sean was born, I was 35 and that was it. I didn't play golf anymore.
Yeah.
And now he's like he loves golf. So now many years later, I'm playing again, just as bad as I was back then, but still playing.
I know.
Yeah.
So Danny's starting off on a good foot today so far, right? Hall of Fame grandfather.
Yeah.
But it's just, I hate to be like this, but his history has taught us with Danny what is going to happen down through the show, right? To change.
Well, he may be setting you up.
Exactly. There you
he's like a smart fighter, working that jab and faking a jab and coming in with a quick hook.
Right. And he's making it look like I'm giving it to him, really, but he's setting me up for something done.
Right. Smart man.
Yeah. What if we had the big brawl? We got to get to Larry Brooks here too, basically. But good.
So, I don't see the games out here, but I watch the highlights every morning when the Rangers play. That's a brawl.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I was talking about the MMA brawl at the MSG.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Where was it? Like the Muslims? There was a bunch of Muslims or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know the full story, but this is a common. Like when you get a bunch of people in the fight game.
Yeah.
Together, there was a fight. A kid by the name of Mike Alvarado. I forget who he fought, but the fight was in New Mexico, and they both were either members or aligned with two different gang. And they had the sheriff's department there because the opposing fighters' gangs were at the fight. Yeah.
Yeah, you imagine you can get a bunch of people in the fight game. Well, they're fighters.
They're fighters. And I tell you, so there's a young man by the name of Sean George who I had the pleasure of working with. He actually was my son's second trainer, but he's a trainer now. But he was at a fight years ago. Miguel Cotto, who was a multi-world champion, and Zab Judah, kid out of Brooklyn who was multi-world champion.
Right.
But Zab has a tendency to really go back to the streets real quick, right?
Oh.
And the fight was at Madison Square Garden, and Sean was sitting there with Lou Duva, who's a pretty famous guy in boxing.
Yeah.
And Miguel Cotto was losing the fight. Zab Judah came out. He's a southpaw. He's working that jab nice, popping him with a two-piece. And Miguel Cotto, being a professional, figured, well, I'm going to punch him in the nuts. Because I know, like, this is like the 5th or 6th round. I'm losing on the card, but because Zab is Zab, and this is no disrespect to Zab, but he went right to the streets.
Oh.
Like, he lost his whole game plan.
Oh.
So when the fight ended, Miguel Cotto won on points, and Sean looked at Lou and said, we better get out of here. And sure enough, there was just mayhem.
Is that right? That's funny. That's funny. Okay, so the supposed brawl last night at MSG. So the Red Wings were in town playing the Rangers. Jonathan Quick, who's playing fantastic, was in net for the Rangers.
You know, they're 7-2 in their last 9 games.
Yeah, they play well. So they pulled the goalie. The buzzer, and it sounded worse. So the buzzer just was. So there's kind of an unwritten rule that, especially once the whistle has blown, the game's over with. Don't shoot the puck in the other team's net. Right? It's maybe kind of one of those barbaric rules, but that's kind of thing. So, young kid, I actually thought the kid for Detroit didn't even know what he was doing, really. No. Right? Yeah. So about 2 seconds after the whistle blows, he shoots into the empty net. Now, Quick comes off the bench. That was, he was on the bench because they pulled him, but he was mad. Now, I bet you get the answer to this question. What do you think I would be more upset about during the whole thing than anything?
I'm going to venture to say, yeah. Go ahead.
It's more the only person that got mad for the Rangers was Quick. Yeah. Like the guys on the ice should have got mad themselves, right? Yeah. And I think, listen, I think the Rangers are playing fantastic. Yeah. I do think they're a good team. I think they've gotten past the whole not scoring enough goals and everything. But that's the one part, like that whole like sticking up for each other a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, do you think that's just part of like over a period of time, the game has changed so much. It doesn't happen in junior as much as it used to.
Totally.
Like I have like so many different website or things that come up on Facebook, but you see a lot of the old, especially the WHL, like from the 80s, like Proby and all those guys.
Yeah.
When they were playing junior, Stu Grimson.
Yeah.
The missing link and those guys.
Yeah.
You know, those games were barbaric.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
So if you grow up playing that way.
Yeah. Remember, we've talked about this before. I know we have. There's a kid, Anisimov, I think it was. Was he the kid playing against Tampa years ago? Was at the Garden, scored a goal, turned around, pretending he was doing the machine gun at the goaltender. And Tampa, of course, I remember Vinny LeCavier, I'll never forget it. He was the captain of Tampa. So he snaps and he comes after the kid. And the kid's like, what are you talking? Like, he just didn't grow up in that culture.
But, you know, there's still some old school guys like
Quick. Oh, yeah. And there's something, you know what I think, after you've lost the game at home, I always think it's a good thing. Like Quick was, I think he did it because he was legitimately mad. Sure. But even if he wasn't legitimately mad, it's a good thing to do to draw everybody together, right?
You're at home.
Screw you. Yeah, you don't do that in my place. Yeah, totally. And that's what they need. Obviously, the record's not that good at home, so they need that a little bit more. So, yeah.
I tell you what, I'm not big on. I don't like the shootout, but that snipe by JT Miller the other night was.
Oh, that was pretty cool.
I'm still looking for the puck. I mean, I never saw it come off his stick.
I've been a little critical of him sometimes, but I'll tell you, that was like cool cucumber. That was like John Wayne kind of stuff too, right? The way he went in there. Yeah. Like that was being a good leader. Like the whole thing, scoring the goal, but the way he did it too. Like, hey, this is I'm JT Miller. I'm the New York Rangers. I'll score when I want to score. Yeah, that's cool.
You see McAvoy's tooth come out?
Yes.
And one of his teammates was searching the ice for his teeth.
I know.
Who it was.
Oh, that was pretty funny. How about we got to get to Larry Brooks, but we will.
Yeah.
How about the kid, the Hughes in New Jersey, who fell down on a piece of glass or something?
Well, either that's a BS story or this kid has the worst luck of anybody I've ever known.
But he's out for like 6 to 8 weeks, you're saying.
They had to do surgery. I think it's his pinky.
So the story is he fell down.
Take some tape.
I know. He must have cut some tendons or something. I mean, because apparently, so the story is he fell down and it was broken glass. So did he fall? Did he drop a glass, fall down, or whatever?
I wonder if he had the glass in his hand, maybe, and then when he fell, I'm thinking that's plausible. You know.
Now, the worst, they said it was at a team dinner. So, I mean,
That's-
like in the old days, we would have thought, okay, the guy's drunk, right? He fell down.
No.
I don't think that's the case now, but
But here's a guy that can skate on the pin of a needle.
yeah, I know.
He's taking a digger.
I know. The whole story is like in one side you feel bad for him, the other side you start laughing like, come on, you serious?
What's the real story here?
That's how you got hurt? Yeah, really. I'd rather you come up with a different story than you
come up with something better. You got jumped out in the parking lot or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was fighting off 10 guys and then one guy stabbed me or something. Yeah. All right, here we go. Congratulations, Jersey Warriors. Name of the so John O'Donnell. Is he on your team?
So what happened was going back, I don't know, 3-4 years or maybe 5 years. Time goes so fast. I get a call from John O'Connell.
Right.
And he's from the Philadelphia area. He is a retired pilot.
Right.
Went through deployments, flew those big C-130s, those big giant, among other things, I'm sure. And he calls me and says, hey, I'm interested in your program. I say, hey, we'd love to have you. He said, well, there's one thing I have to tell you. He said, I said, what is it? He goes, I'm blind. I said, yeah. Like, yeah, we'll see you Monday. And he was really, I don't want to use the word taken aback by it, but he was really like, wow. I said, John, that's why we're here. We're here for disabled veterans. And the other team, and you know who runs that team.
Is it Philly?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I got the inference that they wouldn't accept him.
Oh, God.
But anyhow, he got USA Hockey's Disabled Veteran Player of the Year award. Wow. And everybody's really proud of him. He has a very, very supportive daughter who lives in Connecticut. He lives like halfway down the shore.
You told me the story too. Yes.
He really takes care of her dad, and she's a great girl. Right. Kiki, his daughter Kiki. Yeah.
And thanks to Mr. Barry Shelley for pointing that out.
Barry's on top of it. I should have brought it up myself, but
well, I mean, the thing is, we know we have Barry there, so we can relax knowing that he's going to take
our man Michael Elwood.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He was on fire the last couple of weeks. Yeah,
we've got quite a small cadre.
Yes,
of people that bail you and I out on a repetitive basis.
Yeah, it makes us look a whole lot smarter than we really are.
Yeah, they rescue us from showing the world how really limited we are.
Totally. Yeah. What was Veterans Day last week? Was it Tuesday last week or something?
Tuesday, yeah, but it was celebrated Monday. You know, everything's got to be a 3-day weekend. So.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. All right, so Larry Brooks, everybody, I think everybody knows the story. So a good friend of ours, Susan Brooks, who's here a lot, huge Ranger fan, is obviously Larry's brother. Larry, Hall of Fame writer, been around for like 30 some years, worked for the Devils, covered the Rangers when I played. And it's amazing not for a writer to be, and to be the writer that Larry was, to call out everybody.
All the like you saw it.
Yeah, and it wasn't just, I say call out, but it wasn't just always negative, but he said what he felt. Right. And it didn't matter who he carved, if he had to carve somebody. And what I really learned with Larry was that if he said something negative about somebody, he made sure he was in the locker room the next day when that article came out, or the day when the article. So if the guy had a problem, Larry was there.
Here, let's talk about it.
Yeah. So he went.
In a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I mean.
Yep. And so to have him be that well respected, the fact that he's a writer, first of all, and to be the guy that he was, that he called out everybody, good and bad, to have so many people really respect him, that was a huge compliment to him.
Yeah. I mean, even Torts, who he had quite a sandpaper relationship with, came out.
Yeah. He said, and that's pretty much what he said too. Listen, even if him and I had battles, Larry wasn't hiding someplace. He was
right.
Yeah. And I felt bad. I was his funeral was yesterday. Susan was great to let me know when it was. I couldn't get. I have babysitting duty with my dog Maverick, so I could not make it there yesterday. But it sounded like they had a lot of people.
I'm sure.
Yeah. I guess Henrik Lundqvist is there. Dave Maloney, Adam Graves. Yeah, from what I understand.
That's class.
Yeah, definitely.
Those are 3 class guys right there.
There's our girl right there. Thank you for your kind words, and thank you to everyone for your kind words. It was very appreciated.
Yeah, you were definitely in our thoughts immediately, Susan.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And again, you never want to lose anybody, but I think when you look and see the way people reacted to when they So I mean, again, that doesn't make it any better, but at least people respected him so much. So cool stuff. All right. Do we want to get into maybe potentially a touchy situation with you and I? Do you want to go a little bit edgy?
Sure. Why not?
So Megyn Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. My take on Megyn, I like Megyn Kelly. She's a lawyer and everything too, right? Very intelligent woman. So she'd been on CNN. Like, wasn't she a Democrat and then a Republican?
No, I'm not sure about. I know she was Fox. I don't know if she was on CNN or MSNBC prior to that.
Right.
But I wouldn't say she's a conservative. I would say she leans more towards libertarian, where calls it like she sees it.
But I think she kind of separates herself in my mind from a lot of other reports. She's very intelligent. So when she speaks, it's with facts. Yes. It's not emotions, it's facts.
Right.
And obviously there's been a lot of all the Epstein stuff now going on. And again, in fairness, I didn't see the whole interview. And it wasn't even necessarily an interview. It was a monologue she was making.
Yeah.
And she talked about Epstein, and I probably, you'll correct me here if I'm wrong, but it sounded like she was trying to say that as much as Epstein was a creep, the young girls he was with were not 8 or 10 years old; they were 15. And I don't think in her mind she was trying to justify anything, but she tried to differentiate between the two to say, okay, he wasn't a total creep; he was just a creep. I think in my mind, when I watched her, and I want to hear your opinion, I think she was trying to say something. I don't think it came out the right way when I saw it, and she took a lot of heat for it. So did you see what she said?
I did not, but there's been many people who have said similar things.
Right.
My take on it is a few things. One, Epstein was definitely working for maybe multiple agencies, whether it's Mossad, CIA, or intelligence gathering and blackmail, obviously. Because if you look at, he didn't ask you and I to go.
Yeah.
Totally. So that's that. We'll never know the real story because there's too many powerful people that are powerful. And in terms of the age of the girls, I'm pretty, and I'm sure you're going to agree and feel the same way. I'm very protective when it comes to women. In particular, young ladies. And anytime someone takes advantage of them I just have a big problem with that. And
that's why I think, with Megyn, she was like, with her. I'm sure if somebody was to say to her, Megyn, so are you telling me that there's a difference between a 10-year-old and a 15-year-old getting abused? She would say, no, that's not what I meant, right?
Yeah, she would say that. Yeah, and I think maybe she's trying to make the case that the age of consent in the United States, at least, in most states, is 16. But what people don't know about that age of consent is you have to be within 4 years of their. So in other words, if you're 20 and she's 16, it's not a crime. If you're 21 and she's 16, it's a crime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I know you feel the same way too. So I'm not putting words in your mouth, but it's even if it's not a crime, it's just the whole
wrong.
Yeah, it's just wrong, right?
Yeah.
Especially when it's like a person of power. It's never right, but it's a person of power taking advantage of young girls.
Absolutely.
So I think it came across. My view is Megyn came across like I hope she. You know what I hope happens. I hope she looks back at it and goes, "Listen, that didn't come out the way I wanted it to."
She may.
Right. And then I hope her reaction would be not to make any excuses, just to come out and say, listen, that is not the way I intended it. I saw it, I read, or I listened to what I said, and I'm like, oh, God, that's not what I meant, right? So,
the Epstein story goes in so many different directions. There's a guy who was his cellmate who's saying now that the Southern District of New York, the prosecutor at that point in time, up until recently, was James Comey's daughter, Susan Comey, I believe it is. And that she offered Epstein kind of like a get out of jail card if he would say that Trump did this, that, and the other thing. But you're putting.
Yeah. To be honest with you, Mark, I don't even want to get into that. I was more talking about
Megyn
Kelly.
What I was going to just follow up is that guy killed 4 people.
Yeah.
And he was an ex-New York City dirty cop. So are you going to go with what he's saying? He's looking to get out of jail free.
The whole thing's a disaster. Yes. Nice from one of our friends here. Sorry to hear about your brother. My condolences to you and your family. Very nice. Thank you. On behalf of Susan. I know the whole. I don't. We joked about it. I don't know if it's funny anymore. but I don't know if it's my imagination. I think what happens too is, as you know, when you're online, the whole algorithm thing. So once you watch something, you get more of it. And because I was trying to follow the politics thing, I get more of the stuff coming at me, and I'm going, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, it's you just kind of swipe by.
God, yeah. Oh,
overwhelming, and everybody's got a reason to why they're saying what they're saying.
Oh, I know the whole shutdown, and oh my god, it's sickening. I just like everybody, across the board. But
well, I think the American public, if they're not waking up now to the fact that they don't care about us, Tom.
Yeah.
It's all politics. You shut down the government, so you have people that are not getting SNAP benefits. You're getting federal workers not being paid or furloughed that may never get their job back. You got airlines that are now unsafe to fly because of the air traffic control problems, and they don't care. It's like it's all about their power and retaining their power and being reelected and going and making 176 grand a year, and magically within 4 years you're worth $30 million.
I know. I got to tell you, I think worldwide we all need to wake up and go, we are being used by this small group of people to make, so we're minions for them. We're a profit center for them.
The problem is, it's in my view, it's been going on for time immemorial. And what can we do about it? What can I do here from this?
Totally.
I can't do anything about it.
Totally. And it sounds like there was another actress that was on, she's been speaking out. They talked about how we need to start at local government level.
And, well, that's true.
Right. And I think it all made sense. But even she laid out the timeline, that would take like 15, 20, 25 years if everything fell into place to really. And by that time, people have moved on. And
you have to question the motivation of anyone. And I'm not condemning people that get involved in politics, because there are, I'm sure, thousands of really good state and local people that are involved in politics. But in general, why are you getting involved in politics?
Yeah, I know.
When you look at the career lines of some of the people, I won't name names, because it's on both sides of the party.
Yeah.
They never worked a day in their life. They went into politics, and they never left.
Isn't that the sad truth, though, that immediately, and it's not, it's just factual, that we all think, okay, if you're going to get in politics, you're a scumbag.
Yeah.
Why else would you?
Term limits will never happen, but it's the only way to rectify the situation.
Yeah.
And then people say, well, what if the guy or woman was really good? Well, after 4 years, they run again. Right. And if they were really that good, they're going to get reelected for another 8 years or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Oh, crazy stuff. Your Jets, although I thought they played harder, lost again on Thursday.
Yeah. Well, they did. They're kind of in the game a little bit, but I just have to say the NFL's product is not very good. I tried watching the Chiefs and Broncos yesterday. I was like, bored to tears.
I know, isn't that like all these like 16, 13 games and everything like that? Yeah.
It's
and then they're doing this like stuff like spitting on each other and like what?
Well,
God, I know, and it's a good point you bring up, because I look forward to Sunday. Like I want to watch Sunday football, but like some of the games are painful, man. I put on, I have that thing with YouTube TV where I don't know if it's TV or YouTube, but you can watch 4 different games at once.
Right.
And just all 4 of them. I start picking up my iPad and start.
Yeah. Well, so going and talking about watching 4 games and all this kind of stuff, the gambling stuff is.
Oh, I know. God.
And again, they're telling you, hey, we this guy, that guy's involved. Brought to you by FanDuel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
I personally think that this gambling in this country right now is a very dangerous thing. And there's a lot of kids in high school that are running up big debts.
I know.
And you're going to see a lot of issues with that.
But as we know, it won't change because there's money to be made.
Of course.
Yeah. It's all about the money.
Yeah.
It is amazing. It's like you don't want to be educated, because if you get educated, then you're like, oh, it's painful.
Well, they just made a big, I think it's probably so, the FBI just arrested, I think, 12 people in New Jersey running a gambling, mafia-connected gambling ring. Right. And there's articles now about 2 of the housewives. They're like kind of New Jersey housewife.
Yes, I saw this. Yeah.
Living up the life, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But, hey, man, you don't commit crimes not to spend the money, I guess. I don't know.
And we would be remiss if we did not mention the one rumor about supposedly Donald Trump was servicing.
That is just, it's reaching new levels of absurdity.
So people don't know. We don't know how true or untrue or whatever it is. But the story came out supposedly. One of the emails that was leaked from the Epstein files, the brother Mark Epstein supposedly sent an email to his brother asking, I think I'm saying this correctly, if Putin still had the picture of Donald Trump giving oral sex to Bill Clinton. He called him Bubba. So now so that story came out. Now he then came back later on and said, well, Bubba was not Bill Clinton, but
I mean, it's getting silly now.
Oh, I know, but it's entertaining though. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, but again, that's a swipe.
Yeah. Well, oh, that's funny. Funny stuff.
And listen, you and I both know, I think the world knows, if Putin had anything that could damage a sitting president.
Wow. But who knows what they've got on Putin?
Well, he doesn't care. He's not elected. So,
well,
yeah.
I
got a problem with somebody, they fall out a window.
Oh, I know. Oh, entertaining stuff. Where are you? Do you so it's come to light lately through all these negotiations with the tariffs and everything with China in particular. And it's really made me go study a lot about China with the rare earth minerals and all the stuff they're doing. They're a really interesting country. I know there's obviously a lot of human rights issues and everything.
Yeah.
But man, they're an interesting country and how they're really looking ahead of their energy supply, not being reliant on the U.S. dollar, building ports around the world. Right. Really fascinating country.
I read a book a while back. It's a quick read. It's by Robert Spalding, who was he was an admiral in the Navy that was in charge of Asia for 10 years. Left, came back. So he's very well versed on China, and their plan is to take over the planet without firing one bullet. So they have a 100-year plan where we work in we live in 2-week cycles here.
Yeah,
right?
totally. Right.
Look at the shutdown. And they quietly, so what they're doing is there's always competition between the United States and China in third world nations come and say, hey, listen, we'll build you a nuclear power plant. We'll build you a highway. It's on our money, but then you got to be kind of aligned with us. And that's what people hear this belts and roads thing that China, so that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
And there are some people saying that Trump's so-called incursion or potential incursion into Venezuela, and it's about the fentanyl, but it's really not. It's more about getting China out of there because there's so much oil there, so many natural resources there. Right. So China's a problem, but I also feel they can't live without us.
I think so. I'll disagree. My take on China is a little bit more that I don't think they're really trying to hurt the U.S., but they don't want to be reliant on anybody, right? So they want to have I didn't understand the whole reliance around the world on the U.S. dollar. And obviously with us being $38 trillion in debt, there's a lot of countries saying, well, what are we doing here? So China now is amassing their own gold supply, that kind of stuff. There's no question they don't care about anybody else. They don't even care about their own citizens, really, because their whole rare earth minerals, one of the reasons they're able to mine much more than we are, first of all, they've got more, but there's no regulations, right? They just go and mine. So they don't care about the water supply, whatever it is. Yeah. But I think, I'll tell you, they're a fascinating study in like all the rail systems and the bridges and tunnels, like you call the BRI. Is it bricks and rails or bridges and rails or something? Yeah. But I'll tell you, it's a fascinating country in terms of the stuff they've been able to accomplish.
Yeah, no, they are, and they're politically, they're really, I think, in some ways, not in all ways, but in some ways, stronger than not politically, in global power, stronger than the United States right now, because they've gone out and done this belts and roads.
And to your point, they don't care about what. Like politicians here are worried about getting reelected. Yeah, they don't care about that. They're not going anywhere.
Their reelections, right.
So when they make decisions, it's based on we'll do what we friggin' want to do. We don't care what the citizens.
And they've been buying oil from Iran.
Yeah. Well, and Russia now. So that's a good point. So now we can do, like everybody says, we'll do these embargoes on Russia because they're in Ukraine. Right. Well, that doesn't work because then China just comes along and buys all the oil from Russia. They don't care.
Yeah, it's interesting too because on YouTube now they have all these ex-mobsters who will
Yeah.
tell their story. It's really no different.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Really no different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mobsters all over the world.
All over the world. I mean, Putin's
And that's very
about-
true. I
Putin's
think maybe the only country that I know of that is not like that is maybe Singapore.
Yeah.
Eh,
Soon to
although-
be China.
what's that, sir?
Soon to be part of China.
Well, Taiwan is.
Yeah. So
Not Singapore. Not Singapore. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I guess they don't have anything they need.
Well, you know what? Supposedly, this very interesting study. So Lee Kuan Yew is this guy back in the 1960s that really took over Singapore.
Yeah.
And he was very like making decisions about their airport, which supposedly is the world's nicest airport now, and the decision of where to put it and all this kind of stuff. He made all these decisions, and the Chinese, because of what he was doing, the Chinese came over and really studied what he was doing. Obviously, it's easier with him. It's a smaller country, 6 million people. But they studied a lot of stuff he was doing, like and looking forward. And
one of the big things China's trying and successfully, they're building all those man-made islands and stuff. So 50% of the world's commerce goes through that area. So if they control that, they control 50% of the world's commerce.
Yeah.
And it's
well, that is the thing about China. All the stuff they're doing is they're making sure that nobody can have control over them militarily, economically. The trade wars, all that kind of stuff. Clearly their goal is that they don't want anybody controlling so when they go into a negotiation, nobody's going to have the upper hand on that.
Well, in addition to that, their Navy, I think I may be correct, but I want to say 6 times larger than our Navy. And
is it though?
Yeah, well, that's what
there's different categories like the carriers and stuff like that. We've got more of the nuclear warheads. I think it's kind of hard to tell who's got most.
All he needs one.
Yeah, well, yeah, totally, yeah. But I think the whole military thing is, again, I think it's more just to be able to say you can't play that card against us.
Yeah.
And I think the U.S. is playing that game.
Sure.
China plays that game. Like, we're not going to go. Like to your point, China, I don't think wants to ruin the USA because the USA is a profit center for them, and vice versa, right?
Yeah. I mean, our Wall Street depends on China for cheap products and cheap labor. Everybody likes what they can dial up on Amazon, have it at your door the next day. Well, it all comes from China.
Yeah. No, totally. And that's kind of changed a little bit too. It isn't just it still is the cheap products, but it's also the chips now they're getting into. The whole, There's our buddy William Haynes, a beautiful Bears fan. Bears are playing well. I must admit, I gave the painted fingernail guy a hard time, the quarterback, but he's playing well now.
He's playing real well.
Yeah, there's news recent. So his daughter-in-law is Chinese. They are very, yes, they are family. The people are very.
Oh yeah.
That whole Asian culture seems like it's all like a lot of family stuff, right?
I have a friend of mine, and this is years ago, but he married a young lady from Tokyo, and they had a child. They went back to Tokyo to see her parents. Blah blah blah. He's in a park, and they had a video camera. Back then they were huge, and I don't know. They walked off or something, and he said to his wife, "Well, what about? Aren't you going to bring the camera?" She said, "Why? Well, what if someone steals it?" She explained to him, "That'll never happen, because in our culture, if someone's caught stealing, their whole family is shamed, going back to dead ancestors.
Right.
It just doesn't exist in our culture.
Yeah.
It's a very monolithic culture, but it doesn't exist."
It was really interesting. Like some countries like Thailand and the Philippines. Again, you get into the corruption. Like some beautiful countries, but again, the corruption, the government. Like Philippines is a great story too. Well, man, I'm sounding way more educated than I really am, but I guess I've had too much time in my hands. So I guess we talk, I know. So Nepal, I think we've seen that we don't hear it on our news. So the citizens of Nepal went in recently and threw out their government, like literally threw them out of the government. Like it's a country of about 30 million people. I don't think they wanted us seeing that because then we'd realize, okay, we should be doing that. Yeah, that's what we should be doing. Throwing them out. The Philippines tried to do that, but the military stepped in and wouldn't allow it. And so when you see like the typhoons go through, I guess a big chunk of money was brought into the country to help against the flooding in the country. But the government officials took all the money for their own personal gain. So now these people.
Well, that's what happened in Haiti as well.
Yeah.
It happens in a lot of these nations, and unfortunately in Africa, where we send aid and it just gets snatched up by a small group of people. The Philippines are interesting. I know a lot of Filipinos because of my involvement.
That's right. Our boy Royce is Filipino.
Yeah, Royce. Yeah, Royce and Tuhan. their culture is a very strong culture in the sense that they've been under attack for going back centuries.
Yeah.
So they're pretty resilient people.
Yeah.
Very resilient people.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of history to that country, like the Spanish, like
Spanish, China, Japan, I think India even. But Spain in particular, most Filipino last names are Spanish.
Yeah. 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 They did a lot of big Spanish, their language, the Tagalog is like
Tagalog,
Spanish.
I always call it Tagalong.
I know. I did. It's an easy thing to do. I actually thought that's how you said it for a while. So people don't know the official language of the Philippines is Tagalog.
Yeah.
But I guess you can say it Tagalog.
And then, and until I got involved in the Filipino martial arts, when you're filling out something, language, it says English, Tagalog. What is Tagalog?
I know. Yeah. It is. I'll tell you what. And we've joked about this. For me, I know you've always studied stuff, but to now study this stuff and learn more about these, like the history and why people, the different cultures, like we just think things here are supposed to be a certain way. Well, different cultures that they don't do it that way. Nothing wrong with it. They just do things differently. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know how it goes with social media. You become friends with people you've never met, probably never will meet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a guy on Instagram who follows my nonsense, and he's Australian, but I think he lives in the United States because his boys play hockey. I think that was his first. In any event, he sent me this thing 2 weeks ago, 20-minute long voicemail to me, basically through Instagram, and explaining how this particular study showed if you don't use the word "should" for 21 days, it'll improve your performance across the board. Yeah. And he gave me
should SHOU.
Yeah, like I should have done this, or you should, or they should, or whatever. And he mentioned 2 books, and of course I ordered them on Amazon. And one is Nonviolent Communication, which I could probably use.
Yeah.
And the other one was something about failure. So for coaching, they're pretty important books to read, right? But to your point, before the internet and our social media, what would be our motivation, you or I, to get those books? So it's a different world we live in, and really, and I tell kids now, I said, listen, I tell anybody, the internet is good and bad. The good of it is there's a lot of great self-education you could do.
Yeah. Oh man, unbelievable. And it really just by getting online, it's Google, YouTube videos, there's so much stuff that can really change it. I mean, and that's a great point. So instead of people saying, I should, you're saying it. So instead I should have done this, or I wish I could do this. Well, you can do anything you really want to do now.
Right. Yeah. And when I finish the book, I could probably elaborate more on it, but it's a pretty interesting concept. And the thing, even just day-to-day stuff, like if your oven isn't working, put the serial number into YouTube and bang,
I know,
get your answer.
Yeah. Like nowadays to say this, I can't do that. That's just not true. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. I have a buddy, my good friend of mine and his family, they live right next door to me here, and both the kids play hockey and everything. Really interesting guy. His wife's from France. He's from Australia. He taught himself through YouTube how to be a videographer, like to edit to video stuff. And because he did a video for me one time. So I was over at his place, he's editing and everything. I said, how'd you learn? I just went on YouTube and taught myself how to do it. And I thought, but that's like he created a business. Now he gets hired to go around the world to do video, and he taught himself.
I had played piano as a kid, so I was probably about 20-ish. Didn't touch a piano, maybe once in a while if there was a piano in someone's home. And then when I had that surgery a few years ago, I bought a piano because I couldn't do much.
Right.
And YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Totally. Lessons.
100%.
For zero cost.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's the other part, once you do it too, you realize, like once you do that, you go, geez, I can do anything. Like there's nothing you can't do. It's like your mindset.
Really, if you put your mind to it and get
Here's a sad story too. Mel Bridgman passed away, former Philadelphia Flyer, New Jersey Devil.
Do we know? I'm going to guess it was cancer.
I think it might have been ALS or something.
Really?
I saw a picture of him in a wheelchair. Now, here's the sad story, and I feel comfortable saying it because it has been out there.
Yeah.
There were reports in the past that he had kind of left society, so to speak, and was living out on the streets in Los Angeles. That was
really.
The story was that, and I should be careful with names. They found out he was living there. People went out there to reach out to him, and he was fine. He just wanted to live out in the streets. This was a story. I felt comfortable that it was people heard it from was true. It sounded like he was with his family when he passed, that he'd gone through this illness and everything. So, but either way, we lost him. So
you knew him pretty well because he was an agent, right? No.
Yes, and intelligent guy. He went to really, I can't remember the famous. He was a lawyer, really well educated guy, and he was good.
Well, my first thought is CTE.
Yep. He got. I'll tell you, he got his head. I mean, he beat some heads in, but he also got his head beat in too. Yeah.
I mean, the story about Matt Johnson living, like on the beach or something. And of course, Joe Murphy. Well, Joe might have been bipolar, but you just it's unfortunate that we didn't know more about this back in the day. But
it's amazing too when he's still. And I don't nothing to do, but when you watch a football game, they've got the blue tent now, and pretty much every game, somebody's going to the blue tent for a concussion.
Right.
And they act like, well, he'll be back in a couple of weeks or whatever. But nobody ever talks about the fact, what about this kid when he's 50 or 60 years old? Like every time he's getting a concussion, the chances of him having problems. So,
well, it's a business.
Yeah.
As you know, more than anybody, being a player and then an agent for many years. I won't mention names, but there's someone here I'm working with that really got screwed over. You and I told you the story, what happened to him.
Yep.
He had a career-ending injury, was promised something by a GM in the National Hockey League that didn't happen. And it's just up next, who's up next, I get there. For them, it's a business. We got to keep moving forward. But these are human beings we're talking about too at the same time.
I think it is funny because now, Sullivan, the coach of the Rangers, didn't coach last night and is supposed to be going to be away from the team for a few days at least. There's some family issue.
Right.
So at first they look and say, what's he doing? He's a coach. He should be there kind of stuff. I mean, that's cool. I like the fact that, so he's obviously dealing with something and it's more accepted now to say, okay, you're a human.
Nowadays,
it's more accepted to say you're a human being, step away, take care of your family first. Yeah. I like that part of it. That's
cool. Yeah. Shows the humanity, the human side of Sullivan.
Yeah.
Not just.
And the people around him too, the way it sounds like, hey, that's just the way it is. Like, it's not a big deal. He needs to be away from his family. Right. We accept that. Actually, I think somebody had asked him, it might have been Danny, asked earlier on, and I didn't put the question up. Will that affect the team at all? I don't think so. I mean, they've got their systems in place now and everything.
Professionals. I mean, it's not. Yeah. As you and I mentioned many times, it's just about managing ice time.
Yeah. And you know what? I got to tell you, in the Rangers, I was critical of them early. Like that whole thing not being able to score at home. I thought, oh, God, have they got no testicles or whatever it is? Right. They're playing well now. I like
really well.
Yeah.
And I'm, as I mentioned a while back about Laba, you wait 20 games, he's a player.
Yeah. Yeah, he's good. Yeah. That Garrick, Carrick?
By the way, Olivier, what a class guy.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That was cool.
And he just stopped.
Yes. And I think he even surprised Carrick. Like Carrick was going to keep going, but the kid said, no, I hurt you. We're stopping.
You. Yeah. And boy, does he play hard.
Yeah.
He's an honest player.
So people that didn't see it, the Rangers played against Columbus. They've got that Olivier on Columbus, who's as tough as they come, I think, in the NHL right now. He can play the game. Seems like a good leader and everything. Mm-hmm. So Carrick, to his credit, I don't think he's in the same weight class as Olivier. Went after him to fight. Did a decent job until the point Olivier got him and got him pretty good with one punch. And Olivier, as I don't know if I would have stopped because, your adrenaline gets going. He was able to contain himself, said, no, I hurt you. Even when the kid was going to keep coming back at him. And I think then once Carrick realized, okay, this is over. This guy's being nice to me. Yeah. So that was pretty, you're right. That was a class move. That was good.
Yeah. And, I think if you put him up against Tom Wilson, they're similar players, but they're not. Wilson's he can be a little bit dirty.
Yeah.
Where Olivier just plays a hard game.
Yeah, definitely.
No cheating.
I've seen him hurt some guys, but I don't think his intention was to hurt him. He just plays so hard.
Hockey.
Yeah. With Wilson, he does try to hurt. Yeah, he tries to hurt people sometimes. Yeah. But again, as we've said in the past, he's also the guy you want on your team.
Absolutely. I think it's probably a little bit more offensive upside to Wilson's game than Olivier.
Yeah.
That might be the only difference.
Yeah,
I think.
definitely. You're right.
Yeah.
Totally. And that's the Wilson thing. He could be that 30-goal scorer.
Oh, yeah.
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 Definitely. The great the secret agent girl right here. Deb, great to see Trojan.
Yeah, I tell you, he's been certainly a big difference.
He does, yeah. He seems like he's got.
I didn't realize he really kind of drives the train. He does.
Yeah. Looking back to going way back to when he was in Carolina, he was a kind of a shit disturber back then. And again, he's one of those guys that when you're on your team, you want him stirring the pot. So,
but he plays.
Yep.
I mean, he can play. That's the thing. He's a real good offense.
Did you ever find out what was wrong with him? Like he was out there for a while. He said it was upper body.
It was. Yeah, it was upper body. I'm going to guess. I don't know. I don't want to guess.
He was wearing the shield. He was wearing that big mask or anything too. You kind of wonder it's a jaw or something.
It could have been broken jaw, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, you play with a broken jaw. I'm not really sure, but
yeah, that's right. We forget about this guy too, Rempe.
Yeah, you know what? You wonder if it's a concussion. Is it?
I'd heard a thumb. Someone told me it was a thumb.
That's what I heard also.
Got in a fight, and maybe you told me that even. Yeah.
Yeah, you know how like when you grab on, it could get caught up in the jersey. Right. Yeah.
What do you think of fighting now? I mean, it's gotten to the point now. I think it's just going to stay where it is now. That it's.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to increase or decrease.
Yeah.
You're right. It's just going to be kind of where it is now.
Right.
It's important part of the game when it needs to be important part of the game.
Yeah. It's almost like, yeah, you're right. There's enough of it there now to kind of regulate the game so there isn't crazy stuff going on.
When you played, every team had 2, 3, maybe 4 guys.
Yeah. And those guys usually couldn't, they weren't necessarily players even. All right. They were
not all of them.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it was actually better to have them not. So there was no pretext. There was like, okay, it's not like Clark Gillies who could play. It was Dave Brown who couldn't play. It was clearly there just to beat the crap out of people. There was no other.
So I think I told you this story when Kenny was a rookie in New Jersey. He had cross-checked Timmy Kerr, right?
Oh.
And then he realized, I think you did the same thing, didn't you? So,
Oh.
Like, I shouldn't have done that. This is a classy kind of guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So the face-off's in their end, and Kenny lines up on it's a left-hand left side dot. So Kenny lines up, and they take whoever was the right winger off, and they put Brown out, and Kenny goes, "Here it comes!
Yeah,
I'm about to get it." You know?
I totally. But that's funny because Kerr was that way. Nice guy, class, didn't do anything cheap out there. So when you hit him, even if you hit him with a clean hit, you're kind of like, oh god, it's almost like hitting like a gentleman that you really respect.
Did you play with him, or were you in LA when he was in New York?
I was gone by the time he got here, but we played against each other enough that if I made a good play against him or something, he would, "That's a good play, Tommy." Like he'd say stuff like that. So when you had to hit him, like I remember one time he was coming out for the back of the neck. There's a video of it. And he was a big man, and I happened to get the best of him, which didn't happen often. And he went flying back, and I was like, "Oh God!" But the other part of that was too that he was liked so much by his teammates that once you did that, then you think, "Okay, they're coming for me now."
They're coming for you. Yeah. You know what's fun to watch? I'm sure you've seen it. Hull and Kelly Chase.
I watched a bit of these guys. Holly's pretty funny.
He's hysterical, man.
Yeah.
He's really funny.
He's a great storyteller. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's talking the other day about what he's telling us about. Yeah, when you played that, the goaltender's pads were like this big.
Yeah.
You know?
That's funny.
But he was.
Yeah. The one thing I love, he gets into talking about how much he disliked Keenan as well. Like yeah.
But he was talking about Twister. I guess an exhibition game or something, and I guess Twist went to flip it in and put himself offside.
Right.
And Hull looked at, I forget who the coach was, and said, "Who gave this guy a jersey?" And next thing he knows, Twister's pounding somebody. He goes, "Give him another jersey and any number he wants to wear."
That's funny. So many times about here about hitting like Guy Lafleur, and that's the way it was too. Like a guy like Guy Lafleur, especially when I
hit too much though.
Yeah, and he's at the end of his career, and it's like this. Oh. I think I've told you the story. Dave Keon. Mm-hmm. So when he was the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs, I was a kid. Yeah. So there was the Billy Harris, Davey Keon hockey school that I went to when I was like 10 years old. And I remember, at the end of the week, they have the camp. At the end of the week, they have the game. And then the NHL coaches usually are not there all week long, but they come and coach.
Right.
The players coach the game.
Yeah.
So David Keon was on my bench coaching. I was so fired up. I got the puck, carried it the length. I was like Bobby Orr, carried the length there, got in, deked the goaltender out. I hit the post. Open net, hit the post. Come back to the bench. I'll never forget David Keon. "Tommy, great play. What happened there? And I was like, it's Davey Keon. He's talking to me.
Yeah.
And I'm going, hit the post, Mr. Keon. And it was like, and then we
I didn't want to embarrass the goaltender.
Exactly. Well, then we get to the NHL. He's now with Hartford. My rookie year, they had that rule where if there's a fight, if everybody doesn't separate, you get 10-minute misconducts. Yeah. So we didn't separate. So I'm standing there with Davey Keon. I'm more like, I'm with Davey Keon. I wanted to be standing. So we all get 10-minute misconducts. Like him and I get 10-minute misconducts together. My buddies are calling me up and say, "You got a 10-minute misconduct with Dave Keon?" That's funny.
That had to be the thrill of your life, just go up against the guys that were when you're
totally
16-year-old kid.
Oh, yeah, and you're so in awe, like you don't know what to say. You want to talk to them, but you're and I wonder. It's a great thing. I wonder if they realized how much that was. Yeah. You think so? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be hard not to, but
yeah. I guess they went through it on the other end, right? Yeah.
I don't know if that happens now. Like.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. It's not an indictment, but you wonder how humble kids are now when they reach the NHL.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
There were less teams when you played, so
21 teams.
A little bit harder to get there. Yeah.
Oh, and those guys like Gordie Howe was just retired, and the Davey Keon.
They were all original 6 guys.
Yeah, and they're all no helmets and all that kind of stuff. It's like, that's right. Some of the original 6 guys, everything are still playing.
Davey Keon, all those guys. Yeah.
Daryl Sittler.
Daryl Sittler.
I told you the story where I suckered Robert Picard, knocked him out at center ice. And Daryl Sittler was captain of the Leafs, right? Maple Leaf Gardens. And he comes over to me, and he's coming like he should. He's captain, and he was a tough guy. He was going to defend his teammate.
Big man.
And I swear he's coming over to me, and I'm thinking, I want to get Daryl Sittler's autograph. I honestly was thinking,
after you're done beating me up, give me your autograph.
Yeah, but when he was skating over to me, I'm like, I had to like physically like say to myself, like, smarten up. Yeah. and then I'm like the FU fight with Daryl Sittler. That was actually fun. I got back to the penalty box. I said, I just got in an FU fight with Daryl Sittler.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, it was cool. Yeah. Let me see.
I think one of the greatest Gordie Howe stories where somebody high sticked him and he gets sewn up, and the doctor starts packing his gear up. Says, "No, put it away, because the guy that just did this, he'll be right in."
Yeah. Let me see here. He was going to talk about how. Yeah, I don't think I've ever found anybody that had a nice thing to say about Mike Keenan, really, and really mean it. I think the guys that won the Cup in '94. Some are more careful to just say, okay, well.
I don't think Mike Keenan helped win the Cup. The Cup was won by Glenn Anderson, Teak, and all those guys.
Yeah, but I've heard stories as much that the guys, they would let Keenan come in the room, say what we want to say, and then Mess would stand up and say, okay, this is what we're doing. Right?
Yes, I saw that elsewhere too. I wouldn't say when and where, but I saw that too.
Yeah. The 2 guys that are pretty open and very funny about it are Glenn Healy and Nick Kyprios. When they get together, and start talking, and I think Flatley's in that category too. I think he was there. They're more open and talking about how they just hated him. But they do it in a very funny way. Like those guys have all good personalities. So
I think he's probably along the lines of Babcock too. I mean, if you listen to Mike Commodore.
Yeah. Oh man.
Commodore tells a story where he sits the kid the whole night.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "You're up." He's like, "I've been sitting all night." And he goes out and embarrassed. He gets embarrassed because he
It just like doing stuff intentionally, just like, and Hull talks about Keenan like that too. He just said to him, I think his quote was, "He's just mean." He would just
scratch a kid when he knows his parents.
Right. He was mean to the trainers and all that kind of stuff.
Phyllis Petito. So Doug Wilson's story. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Go.
He tells the story. He's on a flight, commercial flight, and this older woman sitting next to him. And says, "Were you a hockey player? You're a hockey player." He goes, "Yeah." It's kind of rugged looking, all the scars and stuff. She goes, No. I noticed you had a Stanley Cup ring when you were picking your nose."
Phil Esposito, that was, I tell you, for me, that was a big one. Because, yeah. So people that don't remember, like in '72, there was this Summit Series, Canada against Russia.
Vancouver.
It was an 8-game series. It was supposed to be an exhibition. Canada was supposed to wipe the floor with Russia. Ended up being this big battle where Canada finally won it in Russia, like the last game or whatever. And Phil Esposito, after one game here in
Vancouver, I think, right?
Vancouver, the team was getting booed. So Phil got up on national television and basically lectured all of Canada. And if people look it up, it's really incredible to watch. So he was a legend. And then, so when I come to the Rangers, he was right at the end of his career. And one of the funniest things. So we had this stupid little game we played. Now, ever play the game with you put your fingers in a circle? And so you put your fingers in a circle. And you got to keep it below the guy's shoulder. Now, remember, these are NHL guys playing this game. So you keep it below the shoulder. If the guy looks at the circle, you get to punch him in the arm twice and wipe it off twice. So you punch, wipe it off, punch, wipe it off. So now if the guy, there's certain rules to it. You can't put it with someplace. Oh, the guy's already looking. You have to get him to look at it. Now, if the guy looks at it, but then puts his fingers between the circle and breaks the circle, he gets to punch you twice. So it's a stupid game. A bunch of NHL. So we're bored. We're on the road.
Grown men.
Right. Grown men. We're in the airport with suits on and everything. We were playing this stupid game. So now Phil Esposito's playing this game. I never forget, we're on the bus one time playing it. And I got Phil and I got to punch him in the arm. And I sat back down and I thought, I'm playing this stupid game with Phil Esposito, for God's sake. So, it was hilarious.
Not only was he a great player, he was a huge personality.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Oh.
He was a huge, and still is.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I probably told you the story. I've told this many times, but we were playing against Washington. Alan Hanksleben. Do you remember Alan Hanksleben?
Yeah. So
he got into a little battle with Phil right between the benches. Phil goes to him. He goes, when I retire, I'm going to be GM in the National Hockey League. I'm going to trade for you. And I'm going to send you to the minors. Now, it's like typically, like guys will say, like, screw you, you're ugly or something like that. But when Phil says that, you're like, how do you? I remember looking at Hank Slavin, like, what are you going to say to that?
I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, funny. Yeah, but Phil was like, no, yeah, his personality was over the top. Yeah.
He obviously had a lot of issues, but he seems to be doing really well. That was Theo. Some of the things he said during a game or in the locker room were just classic.
So Theoren Fleury, so people that don't know, I know.
And he had running battles with Bill Barber.
Oh.
And with Jacques Demers
Lemaire?
Martin, this Ottawa coach. He called him Mr. Potato Head. He did kind of look like Mr. Potato Head.
I know who you're talking about,
Martin, was that his name?
Yeah, Jacques Martin. Yeah.
They had, and these coaches, like, on ice, going back and forth with Theo was hysterical.
Oh, that's funny. Really. There wasn't many coaches that you get into, but I can see Theo like stirring the pot. Yeah, most coaches.
Everybody.
Yeah. The one coach, it's awful. He's passed away now, Brian Murray.
Yeah.
So Brian Murray, he had the lisp.
Yeah.
Right. So the spit was coming everywhere. And I feel bad because he's passed away, but he would bring this on his own. Like he would, especially you going to play there in Washington, he would come to the bench door, like stand there. So he's at ice level and start yapping at you. And it's almost like it was so easy because of his lisp to just like
come back at him.
Yeah. Stop spitting on me. Like get
the umbrella.
Oh, and the guys, the poor guys on his team, it seemed like he was a good guy. They may have liked him, but they could just see too, like, oh, can you please sit down? Because it's just like they'd have to defend him. And it was,
I think one of the best. So Ron Wilson, Mark Fawcett, they played together at Providence.
Right.
And Fawcett, I guess Wilson was on the road. Fawcett was the ref. And he didn't like the way Fawcett was calling the game.
Right.
So he told one of the players, next time you're on, go up to him and ask him this following question: who wrote Homer and the Odyssey? I'm sorry, who wrote Odyssey and the Iliad? It's a hockey player. So what? Just ask him who wrote those two books. And he went out and asked Fawcett. Fawcett, he said, Homer.
The referees got to tell you, they're pretty funny. I can't. One of my early in my career, like second or third year in the league, we had a preseason game, and I was playing awful. And referee made a call. It didn't matter at that point. I was so frustrated. I started arguing with him. He goes, Tom, and you could tell he was almost trying to lecture me. He says, the way you're playing right now, you should not worry about my refereeing. But the way he said it was like,
that's classic.
Yeah, I went to him after the game. I go, yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good one. We, getting involved in youth hockey again, obviously refereeing's not the best, but it is what it is. Yeah. But one of the funniest things, I was coaching university about 6-7 years ago. And I called the ref. I go, hey, listen, when they ice the puck, they can't make a change, right? And he looks at me and goes, there's so many rules to this game. It just skates away. And you can't, I just laugh. Like, you know. Yeah.
That is true, right? Like you get those like times with the referees where you think it's just all hating each other, but it's actually pretty funny moments.
It's funny the way you said it.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of times, sometimes during the game too, you know, you want to go over and you know you're supposed to be arguing a call, especially if you're a captain or assistant captain, and you go over to the guy, you go, listen, I'm just here making it look like I'm doing something.
Right. Yeah.
Because it actually helps the relationship too, because he appreciates it. So
did you or were you already at a league that Pat Tapuzzo, was he?
Yeah, he was going. Yeah, he's still there. Yeah,
you know, Pat. I've known Pat because we're both from.
He got hurt, right? Did he get hurt?
Oh, did he? His last freaking game too. Yeah, he retired. Somebody got helicopter and he got a skate in the head.
Yeah,
he got cut really bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Was that his last game?
Down in Philly.
Oh wow.
Yeah, right before he was to retire. I've known Pat for when he's still doing lines in the American League because we call him Disco Pat because he's a North Bergen kid from Jersey.
Yeah, that's funny.
Good guy.
Don Maloney was Dave Maloney, excuse me, was he getting to the rest last night? No, that's funny. Dave's funny. I had a conversation with Dave about a week ago just to see how he was doing, and I gotta be careful what I say, but it came up his homerness, I guess we would call it. Like I mean that in a very good way with Dave. Right. I said, Dave, listen, every fan I talk to, that's what they love about you. You're a Ranger through and through, and you're going to be a Ranger. So when you do the game, and I think that's a great thing, right? Like those commentators like that, everybody's got a different style. Mm-hmm. And Dave's style is that, listen, if you screw around with the Rangers, if he feels like you're screwing around with the Rangers, he's going to call you.
Well, I think it's your job to be a homer. I mean, but at the same time, be critical of the team if it's necessary, you know?
Yep. Definitely. And Dave can do that too. Like, and Dave's a very intelligent guy, man. He really, studies a lot and interesting.
Knows the game.
Yeah, he does. He knows the world too. Like, he's very interesting. We were doing those podcasts together years ago during the pandemic, and we got into certain subjects, and I now understand it now, but he's really a well-read guy. We got into a discussion about the Suez Canal somehow. There's a tanker that was stuck.
Oh, when they stopped it.
And I made some joke that somebody said it was going east, west, or whatever. But Dave goes, well, Tom, I think it does go north, south, or whatever. Like, I was trying to be Mr. Smart.
Did he work for Bear Stearns for quite a while? Right?
Bear Stearns, is that who he started with? Like he was one of the first guys, and I've told the story many times. The first guys that I knew that he really prepared himself so that when the game ended, he had something to go to right away. Right. John Tonelli was like that. He got into the title insurance business. And Dave still had a couple of years left on his contract. Got traded up to Buffalo. Didn't want to be there. He said, "Listen, that's it. I'm gonna just retire."
Yeah. No, Don's a pretty smart guy too.
Yep, Don is. I didn't realize he was president of Calgary, but he's now president of the Calgary Flames. Yeah. No, Don's smart. It was related to Larry Brooks. I was telling a story where I was in the agent business. I won't use the player's name. I was negotiating a contract with the Rangers. I'll tell him. It was Brian Berard. You were there at the time. Brian, people don't know what lost his eye, was making a comeback, came back with the Rangers. And then I think it was like Glenn Sather was the GM. Don Maloney was assistant GM.
Right. So
Larry Brooks called me up to discuss Brian signing with the Rangers. Now, with Larry, like with some, I'm glad we're telling this story. With some writers you had a relationship with, so you could tell them things and then say, but listen, this is off the record. I'll tell you the story. Sometimes look back, well, maybe that really wasn't right, but with Larry Brooks, no. If you're going to say something to Larry, that was what there was no agreement on the side that you could tell him stuff or he could tell you stuff. But that was with everybody. There was no, so you knew when you dealt with Larry Brooks, this is the way it was. So I was talking to Larry for a while. At the end of the conversation, I mentioned, well, I think Brian's going to probably sign with the Rangers because they're less likely to win the cup than Toronto. Meaning like he'll have more of a chance to play with the Rangers than with Toronto. Yeah. But I said it in a way that was kind of derogatory towards the Rangers and their chances to win the cup. Larry wrote in the next day, the paper the next day, former Ranger Tom Laidlaw, which was totally, when I read it, I was like, okay, how am I going to get out of this? I'm thinking, I can't get out of it. I said it. There's no, it's not taken. Yeah, it's not taken out of context, whatever. And
well, it's your job to get the best situation for the guy you're representing. Yeah.
But I should have kept my mouth shut on that.
Maybe could have worded it a little different.
Yo, totally. And now say they're at the Reputation at the time, and he really wasn't like this, but he would. I knew he would take that kind of thing and like, oh, that's really nice you say it, like, and kind of use it against me, like in negotiations, or whatever. So I called Don Maloney up, and he's dying laughing because he knows the whole scene. He knows Larry. He knows how Glenn is. Him and Don and I were roommates and everything. So he said, "So, well, I guess you got to talk to Glenn." I said, "Yes, I do. Yes, I got to talk to Glenn." So I was good. I talked to Glenn, and I said he tried his best to be angry about it, but I think he was laughing because he again. So I said to him, "Listen, I said it. There's no. I shouldn't have said it. I said it. That's the way it is." And it died after that. But yeah.
So we called him Silverback, Brian Berard.
Silverback. What'd you call that?
Wow.
Oh yeah.
I happened to be on the ice one day. I was talking to probably Dale Purinton, probably about something stupid, but all I remember seeing is a red bower coming at my face, and Eric Lindros was winding up to take a clapper, and bang! It's like right before the holidays, and I'm leaking all over the place. And I don't know if it was the same when you were there, but the dentists usually do the stitching because they're like 20-minute rides. So Rammer says, "Hey, I got this new sterilized super glue. Let's try it." So I'm laying on the table. So Berard comes in and looks, one eye. "Let me sew him up, Rammer." And of course, we're good. Yeah. Good kid. I really like Brian.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, he's good. Apparently he's doing well. He's out west someplace too, doing some hockey camp.
I think he is. Yeah.
Some different stuff. Did you ever get a hold of that buddy of mine that?
No, and thank you for reminding me. I'll do that too. I keep forgetting.
Our buddy William Haynes here. How is Ron Gresham doing? I don't see him that much. I saw him the other day out walking his dog. We got to get. We love our Mr. Gresham. We got to get him in the gym.
Yeah,
it's our mission. Yeah. I hear Ron Duguay, for people who don't know, has got through his cancer battle. I guess he it was a colon cancer.
Ooh, tough one too.
Yeah. Apparently he's back and playing hockey again now too, like in these men's league games. So yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, definitely. When I remember seeing him, it's like kind of felt like his days of playing are done. But yeah. And apparently him and Sarah Palin are going hot and heavy still.
Is that right? He's still Sarah Palin.
Yeah. I had put in the over under. This is years ago. I put it at about 6 months, and this was years ago, so I was wrong on that one. Yeah.
Guess who just heard that one?
Oh, the great
has a face like of horror.
That's terrible. It's terrible that we think like that.
But
yeah. Yes.
Well, the old saying was milk has a greater shelf life.
That's right. Yes, he has a grandson named Ranger, Ron Duguay.
Yeah,
he named him Ranger.
Yeah, I trained his son Noah.
Yeah.
A little boxing for a while.
Yeah. He was in. He came and played a couple of alumni games with Ron.
Oh, did he? Yeah, he played for a local high school here.
Yeah. He had the big. Kind of had the big like surfer dude kind of look thing going on there. I think he's in Florida.
Well, how could he not? Growing up with Doogie and
I know
mom being a model.
Well, I don't think his mom was the model.
Oh, it wasn't.
Right.
Incorrect.
Like I don't think he had Kim Alexis, right?
Kim Alexis,
right? I think Ron's first wife was the one he had the kids with, and she was a beautiful girl. Wow, man, she actually could have been a model, but I don't think she was.
Yeah. Ron was a pretty good looking guy.
He did okay in that regard. Yeah. Yeah, he was scary. Like he was I'll tell you what, women with him, it's just unbelievable. Like if he made any comment, we were at an event one time and a woman had a pair of kind of ripped jeans on. She was an attractive woman, and Ryan goes, "Oh, I like those jeans." And I swear to God, I thought she wanted to get a room right away. And
right away.
Yeah.
Never had that problem.
Well. I think it was more of an intimidation thing with you. Women didn't want to say that to you.
That's my size. I'm so big and
it's not. It's everything though. It's your persona. Like you had this aura about you, right? Educated, play the piano, fitness, boxing,
card tricks now.
Card tricks.
Yeah.
Really
into the YouTube. Card tricks. Yeah.
You could. Yeah, I mean, like there's like you can do things like you can fall down, like you can do like stunts, like you're a stunt man basically.
When I did fall out, I'm looking at it right now, the steps because the window's open. the whole house shifted.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I think one of the mountains up here might have moved a little bit. Yeah.
Maybe there's not. There's like a earthquake.
They thought that the San Andreas fault reached all the way out here to Utah.
Right. Did you ever, like, the FBI ever come to your door and say, "Listen, did you fall down?"
They did question me for quite a while. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I blamed it on you. I said. Yeah.
Oh God.
So before I forget, I just want to get this out there. So my older son Sean, yesterday there's a gentleman who got a hold of me who was a former Marine, always a Marine, and he wanted to start a boxing for veterans in New York City.
Right.
They kicked off the first one yesterday. Sean was there to help as an instructor. So if anybody out there, because Tom and I are really big veteran supporters, is interested in learning how to box for free, contact me through here, Facebook or whatever, and I'll send you in the direction.
Very cool. Very cool. Excellent. I'm glad you brought that up too. The young guy we met here, again, be careful of names, former Army, retired Army, had been in a motorcycle accident, lost his leg. Our boy, Brian Duffy. Got a hold. Now, Brian, I didn't realize, like, he was in charge, like, I should be careful, but like big time in the VA.
With the VA. I don't know if it's the VA or was the lead, but anyhow, with veterans.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's the VA. I wanted to make sure, because I remember we mentioned it before.
Yeah.
And Brendan Duffy. Okay. Because I want to make sure. Brian Duffy. All right.
Brian. Brendan's asleep.
Yeah. Hold on here. I just want to get it straight here. I was wondering, is this veteran meet? Hold on here. I just want to make sure I get this straight. Person. Sorry, everybody. I don't want to drag this on, but it was really important because I don't think post. All right. Hopefully we can find person. Incidentally, I told person. Oh, here it is. Okay. Attach this all along. Better understanding my. So he was a Veterans Outreach as the national commander of the $1.4 million, 1.4 million member Veterans of Foreign Wars.
Yeah, VFW. Yeah.
Right. So 1.4 million people. He was. So that's our boy. So Brendan, as everybody knows, he's our personal sleep expert.
Yeah.
Personal, like, no, he doesn't work with anybody else. Just Mark and I. He likes to try to take a lot of credit. I think I was the one that actually came up with sleep being so important. Obviously, I'm joking, because I, for years, despite Brendan's trying to be gentle with me, explaining the technical, I felt that 3 hours was enough, and he has scientific proof, which I obviously poo-pooed, that was not the case. So, but we now realize sleep is very important. Right. Yeah. So that's one brother. Brian was the other one that's the head of the Veterans.
Yeah.
So
both great men.
Yeah. We have a bunch of great people. Susan Brooks, William Haynes, Barry Shelley, Secret Agent Deb, Danny Erickson.
And been quiet today, but our new Mike.
Yes. I know who you mean. Forget. And then we get where my pizza, where my chicken.
Where my chicken. Yeah.
Right.
And then the motorcycle guy with I think it's a Czech name.
Oh, yes, definitely. So do you normally have the 1 o'clock Eastern client or 12 o'clock Eastern?
No, I train him on Tuesday and Thursday.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right, perfect.
Because the time changer.
And then tomorrow I'll be on again. Our girl, Johanna, has been traveling a lot doing her stuff. She's really into those, you go to like Peru and all those kinds of places where you do the,
cool.
What is it? What's it called?
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca, yes. Yeah. Now, I mentioned it before, but I'm really fascinated. My buddy, I should say, we know each other. We had done a podcast before. The Navy SEAL who he did the whole toad poison and psilocybins.
And they're also using ibogaine.
I don't think he did that, but so he really cleaned himself up. Since then, he now has entered the seminary. He's going to be
you were saying that.
Priest. I think he felt like going to be judgmental. I thought, man, that's cool to have that kind of discipline to do that.
Awakening. Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. Hey, man, I always tell Beth, I'd rather deal with people of faith than people that don't have faith.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
And whatever they believe in. At least they have some,
Yeah.
And just to show you, I've grown as a person. I was discussing this last night with Beth. So yesterday we had a game with the 8Us. So meaning the kids are like 6 and 7.
Right.
So you got 10 kids on the ice, all by the puck. Some of which are doing snow angels.
Right.
And I won't mention a team. We're playing a team, and the coach was French Canadian. So right away, that's a flag. And he's going to take this a little too serious.
Oh yeah.
He's up like 10-0 because our
Right.
goaltenders, as the puck is being shot, having conversations with the ref or whoever's in the stands, waving at the little kids, right?
Yeah.
He's hanging somebody at the far blue line.
Oh.
The old me would have went over the glass and said, "Come here," and I would have had a few words like, "Really?"
Yeah.
But yesterday I just went, "Okay."
Zen mode. Yeah.
So I've grown.
Yeah. See, it feels okay. So now here's the thing: either you get frustrated because I wish I was the old guy because I want to smack the guy, or you say, "No, this is right.
Right.
This is what it should
Mark just said.
Right. I guess you can do both, right? You can have
In
the
my
guy.
head, I beat the tar out of him.
Yeah, you can have the one guy on one shoulder, the other guy on the other shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I know. It is painful being like doing the right thing is painful sometimes.
It is, but it's growth. It's really
It does
growth. Yeah.
Painful growth.
Yeah, it's painful, but it is growth nonetheless.
All right, brother. Great job. What else is going on? Any exciting? I know the holidays are coming up. We want to stress everybody taking care of each other. The 988 hotlines out there. So everybody just take care of each other during the holidays.
And you had your Thanksgiving. Well, Canadian Thanksgiving's what, in October, right?
October, yes. But I'll be going to actually my son and his wife's on Thanksgiving. I'm making the mashed potatoes, sweet potato mashed potatoes, and regular potato mashed potatoes, and we're making my French onion dip mix that I use. So, yes.
Now the sweet potatoes, how do you do them?
You know what? I'm glad we brought this up. I've never made mashed potatoes, sweet potato mashed potatoes. My recipes I've looked up is just to do the same thing you do with regular potatoes. I use a little butter and sour cream in mine, salt and pepper if you want, whatever. That's what I'm planning.
Sounds good.
What would you do?
So Beth and I can't do any dairy. So it's pretty, I'll eat a sweet potato. I'll put butter on it. Beth can't do butter, but I'll put butter on it.
So would you just make like a baked potato, sweet potato? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They wanted me to make mashed sweet potatoes.
I used to make sweet potato fries. It's a lot of work, and I couldn't get them to come out really.
You know what? I've got them down pretty good. So I peel my sweet potatoes, make them into the French fries shape. I bake mine. So I get a pot, put the sweet potatoes in, season a little bit of oil.
So I couldn't find the sweets. I would either burn them or they were still raw. I couldn't get it.
Well, but I bake them at about 400 for about 55 minutes. They come out pretty good. Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe the air fryer would have been a better way.
Yeah. Air fryer is good. Yeah. And they're healthy that way too. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So I'm thinking with the mashed potatoes, I'll do the same thing I do with regular ones, just the butter.
The Jamaicans, they're known for the track and field. Usain Bolt. That's all they eat down there.
Sweet potatoes.
And they say that's how come we're so,
So you get faster. So I get faster by eating sweet potatoes.
You will get faster. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what it is. This is not a sexual thing. So I know you wouldn't suggest that. Others like Danny Erickson might. There's something about watching like a fit woman run. Like there's that Shakira Richardson.
Oh, I love her.
Watching her run, like she's got this attitude about her too. It's like, man,
she's
like she runs with this like,
Yeah, it is impressive, and like there's so many American and Jamaican women. Especially in the sprints, the 100, the 400, the 200, they're amazing athletes.
Unbelievable. She's got an attitude too. There's one race. Yeah. I'm sure you've seen it.
Beth and I we've come to really enjoy with the hair and the nails.
Cool. There's this one race she's behind. It's a relay race. She's behind when she gets the baton. Yeah. She comes up to beat them. I mean, as she's passing them, she turns and looks at them to the side, like got this look. Oh, man.
And she got suspended for marijuana. I'm like, no, if you really want to beat her, let her be stoned. Like, what was that gunshot I just heard? While everybody's like 50 meters down the track.
Right? Is that she gets suspended for
marijuana? Yeah. So it's kind of ridiculous.
I know. All right, everybody. So we'll see everybody before Thanksgiving
next Monday. Yeah.
I'll see everybody tomorrow. Johanna will be back. So we'll talk some yoga. All right, everybody. See you, brother.
Bye, man.